Hey guys, it's Jessica. I got a request a long time ago actually to do a eyebrow video on how to fill in your eyebrows, so I thought I would do that today while I had the time. So here we go. There's quite a few different ways that you can go about doing your eyebrows. You can use a brow pomade, which is what I prefer. You can use a brow pencil, which is not really a preferred method for me. You can use powder. This is my e.l.f. kit. It comes with powder and like a pomade. If you don't have any of these things, you can use a matte eyeshadow that in the shade that you choose. So since I only have two eyebrows, I'm going to show you how I do this in more than one way. I'm so sorry, I'm like stumbling all over myself. I don't even know where I am today. Anyway, I'm going to show you on both eyebrows the techniques for the pomade, the pencil, and the powder. But I'm going to start off doing the pomade first. So when you're using a pomade, the easiest tool to use, and this actually came with mine, is like a slanted brush like this. Um, the brand that I'm using is Salon Perfect in dark brown. I would recommend using at least a shade darker than your hair. Also, I would stay away from. I see that there are a lot of eyebrow products that have like red hues in them. I would try to stay away from those unless you actually have red hues in your hair, because it can really throw off your look. So, this is just dark chocolate brown. There are absolutely no red hues in it, and if you want to look inside the tub, it just looks like gel eyeliner. The first part, though, before you even start, is to make sure that you groom your eyebrows. I don't know if you can tell on camera, but my eyebrows like to curl. I actually just plucked them and groomed them the other day. So if you have really long, like curly eyelashes like I do, the easiest way to groom is to brush them up and then trim them with a pair of scissors, like this, and then brush them down, and anything that's hanging down, I actually have a little bit, but just take your scissors and trim it. And then when there's nothing hanging down anymore, just groom them back in their place. And then, of course, pluck any unnecessary hairs under. I always recommend not plucking any hairs on top because it can give the look like it's over plucked. So, I know everybody has different eyebrows, so this video to me is going to be kind of difficult to understand, especially if you don't have eyebrows just like mine. Some people have absolutely no hair in some places on their eyebrows. Excuse me. um, what I mean by that is a lot of people have a lot of hair in the front and then it'll be kind of bare in the back. So just keep in mind, you just want to make your eyebrow look as natural as possible. I know I get a lot of comments from people saying that they get like manly eyebrows, and it's probably because you're overdoing it or you're using a shade that's too dark. So let's just go ahead and get to the video. So I'm going to start on my right eyebrow with my brow pomade. And the thing about pomade is you have to learn how much to have on your brush. You don't want too much and you don't want too little. The first thing I always start out doing is drawing a distinct line at the bottom. Another thing that really helps when you're doing this to make it more look natural is to pretend like you're drawing hair. Any motion that you make while you're doing this, pretend like you're drawing little hairs. And that's the only way I know how to really describe it. So think to yourself that if you had a paper and pencil, that you were drawing hair. In places where you're really bare, I used to have my eyebrow pierced, so I have like no hair right here. You want to concentrate more product in those areas, so you're going to want to make it darker in that area. You're going to need more product there to make it the appearance of hair. And then again, you just want to keep going through your eyebrow like you feel like you're drawing hair. I feel like that sounds so silly, but... And you want to go with the grain of your hair. Some people may not feel it's necessary to do this. I feel like it gives a more polished look. So I like to fill mine in, especially where where I had my eyebrow pierced. I'm really bare in some spots and it looks kind of silly. And you just want to keep going in with a minimal amount of product on your brush. You don't want to go in with too much because then you're going to have to wipe it all off and it'll concentrate a lot of product in one area and it'll look really strange. So less is more when doing your eyebrows with this kind of product. And so this is what it looks like after it's filled in, and then you can just go in with your brush and kind of brush it all through. And you can tell the difference. It just looks more polished and more defined. If you're using the pencil, I'm not going to show you because I've already done it, but basically the same exact thing. You want to go in and kind of get that line established and then go in like you're drawing hair. You have to be careful with the pencil though because it's really easy to concentrate too much stuff. This pencil has like a little sponge on it, which is nice, or you can even go in with a brush and kind of try to distribute it, or even if you have an angled brush like this, you can use it to distribute. Now I'm going to show you how with powder. When you're using a powder, you want to put something on your eyebrows so that it can stick to it. A lot of people prefer to use a concealer. I think even an eyeshadow primer works really nicely, so that's what I'm going to use, because that's basically what eyeshadow primer is for, is to help make things stay and to help your eyeshadow stick to it. So I'm just going to rub a little bit of my eyeshadow primer in my eyebrow. Okay. And then I'm going to use my angled brush again, but just go in with powder. And basically the same concept. I'm going to establish that line. And then go in like you're drawing hair. And now if you're one of the people I was talking about that feels like you have no hair in some areas, that's where the drawing in hair makes it look more natural, because some people don't have a tail, and if you do those strokes like that, it kind of gives it a grainy texture while you're doing it, so people aren't like, oh, she drew her eyebrows on. From, you know, afar, it looks really natural, and unless they actually get up and stare at your eyebrow, things just got close and personal. They won't be able to tell a difference, so. I don't really like the way powder looks. I guess I like more of the filled in look, and I feel like the powder doesn't really achieve that. So this is definitely a way more natural appeal using the powder. And I guess maybe I don't like this natural of a look, but just to show you two different styles. Some people might like a way more natural look, and that's fine. But I'm not one of those people that tries to cover up the fact that I'm wearing makeup, so. And this eyebrow always gives me trouble because it grows so strangely. And another thing to remember, a lot of people try to make their eyebrows look identical, and I always tell people your eyebrows are sisters and they aren't twins. Most people are not born with two eyebrows that look exactly the same, so don't feel weird if your eyebrows don't look exactly the same. Okay, so this is the pomade side and this is the powder side. There's really not much of a difference. You can see how much more polished the look is. Another tip when doing your eyebrows to make them look more defined is to go under your brow bone with a lighter shade. You could use that white eyeliner like I told you about in my eyeliner tips video. You could use just a light shade of shadow, or you can even, if you have a contour kit, sorry, I just noticed that my kit is cracked, which is making me sad. But if you have a contour kit like this one, then you can use a lighter shade for that. If you don't have a lot of eyeshadow on, which I don't with this look that I have on right now is mostly focusing on my eyeliner, I'd recommend using like a matte shade, which is what I'm going to do. If you have like a lot of shimmery eyeshadow on, then you can just blend that into your look and use a shimmery like white shade. But you just want to go under. Some people like to go over top. I don't really prefer that, so I'm not going to do that, but it's to each his own. Not my thing though. I feel like it makes my eyebrows look like they're traced with like a white crayon, and I don't like that look. But this just brings attention. I feel like you can tell a pretty big difference after you do this. So, here's afterwards. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you have any questions or you have any comments, leave them below. And if you have any ideas for any more videos, I'd love to hear them. Thank you so much, and I hope you guys enjoy.